Hi, my name is Tia Fletcher,
And I'm Shantae Hazel.
and we'll be doing our MSW Capstone Presentation on the Galilee House.
During this presentation, we will discuss the following components of our capstone, which includes the identification of problem, needs assessment, target population, service provision, evidence-based model, programmatic goals and objectives, program description, work plan, and lastly, sustainability.
The identification of the problem. Our initial involvement with housing issues came during our employment with Gateway Behavioral Health Services. While our caseload was transition age youth, several struggled with housing. The majority of the youth in the youth to adult program chose to couch surf to avoid homeless shelters. Our needs assessment consisted of 9 short answer questions. You will be able to access the list of attachments after the completion of the presentation. Each willing agency completed the needs assessment. However, of the 14 agencies that were surveyed, 3 offer housing and 2 offer housing specific to the transition age youth population.
The target population for this project will focus on the transition age youth that has been diagnosed with a mental health condition. SAMHSA, the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services, commonly defines transition age youth as individuals between the ages of 16 and 25 years. Service provision. Me and Ms. Titter have had previous experience while working with the transition age population from Gateway Behavioral Health Services. The Youth to Adult Transition Program was a pilot program that assisted children who needed assistance with mental health issues. According to the final evaluation of that program, they reported that we serviced at least 157 youth. Now, while this slide provides more than one barrier, we will only focus on one, which includes possible inappropriate referrals with youth and young adults with high levels of acuity. The Galilee House seeks to assist transition age youth. However, most of them must be somewhat self-sufficient and med compliant. Now, the contingency plan proposes to address the identified barriers to encourage consistent staffings with community agencies. A more rigorous screening process that allows for program directors to ensure that all clients are appropriate for the program.
The evidence-based model that we chose to employ while working with this population and for the Galilee House is the transition to independence model, which is actually an evidence-supported model that aims to improve the lives of youth and young people with emotional and behavioral disorders. It was created specifically for working with youth and young adults ages 14 to 29. The model separates goals into 5 domains: employment, education, housing, personal effectiveness and well-being, and community life functioning. This model encourages proactive case managers and small caseloads. However, in today's social service agencies, this is often a difficult component to ensure. The Galilee House would like to serve as a housing resource that can assist other agencies with housing their clients. Another thing to consider, throughout our presentation, you may hear different age groups referred to as transition age youth, but for the most part, the ages range from 14 until the age of 29. However, SAMHSA does define it as 16 through 25. The program goals and objectives are as follows. When identifying an evidence-based model that would be able to specifically tailor certain things to the client population that we serve, once again, we chose the transition to independence model, which is evidence supported. It also incorporates the usage of futures planning, which will assist with identifying goals and objectives that the clients address as pertinent to them. Another part of programmatic goals and objectives are how we will handle recruitment. We will do this by working with community service boards, homeless shelters, faith-based programs, and other outreach programs to ensure that our referrals are appropriate and that they don't exceed the level of care that we can offer. Our program elements will include life skills groups such as budgeting, housekeeping, sexual health, mental health, physical health, and we will also utilize person-centered planning, which will ensure that each client will have services specifically tailored to them. Collaborations and partnerships we hope will be able to maintain through the attendance of Homeless Authority case conferences, which happen once a month at the Chatham-Savannah Authority for the Homeless, also through attending staffing at local agencies and distributing contact information and up-to-date program literature to ensure that each referral system will understand what we do and how we can better serve them.
Program description. The idea of the Galilee House came about after the grant of Youth to Adult Transition Program ended. The housing for transition age youth was and continues to be an issue. While there are several housing issues that plague this population, the most immediate is lack of affordable housing and that this population lacks rental history. The youth of this program will receive life skills training that accompanies an evidence-supported model. The Galilee House will serve as landlords. This will provide residents with rental history to help in the attainment of future housing. Before moving out of the Galilee House, tenants are expected to have obtained some type of education or employment status that would aid in them becoming productive citizens in the community. Other dynamics of this program will include the use of the KC Life Skills, which will be used to gauge the area of need, and also life skills training to target those areas that the youth need additional help in which Tia discussed earlier in another slide.
The program work plan readdresses the usage of the transition to independence model, but the program elements that would help us to establish short, intermediate, and long-term goals are going to be helped by utilizing the domains identified previously, which were education, employment, housing, personal effectiveness and well-being, and community life functioning. As Shantae previously mentioned, she also discussed the Casey Life Skills Assessment, which will give the staff an accurate reading of areas of deficiency with clients, but also showcase their strengths as well. The utilization of futures planning, which is a key skill taught and modeled throughout the TIP model, assists us with better setting goals for clients, and also the usage of certain techniques within the TIP model, such as rationales, which is if I do this, then this will happen. It provides clients with a more realistic way to understand the decisions that they make. SOTAs, which is a problem-solving method, which stands for situation, options, disadvantages, advantages, and solution. It provides clients with a written way to decide on their problem, decide the options that they have, write out disadvantages and advantages, and then decide on a solution either by themselves or with the help of a case manager or agency staff. And it also highlights in vivo teaching, which allows clients to be able to receive real life teaching about certain things through the modeling and mimicking of like their case manager or the person who they may be working with. Lastly, the sustainability plan. While finances are huge issues among most agencies in the Savannah area, we seek to maintain our finances by incorporating the recipients of Georgia Housing Voucher, which is a housing voucher program in the state of Georgia that works with disabled, either mentally or physically clients, and they're provided the amount of their housing plus utilities is presented to them in a voucher, and their housing bills are paid for. The Shelter Plus Care option provides clients with the same thing. It basically takes care of housing up to a certain amount. So there are certain percentages that each client may obtain, whether it be a 30%, 50%, 100%. Through Social Security benefits, our goal would be to attract clients that receive Social Security, and they can utilize their monthly benefit amount to pay for their housing arrangement, as well as those who may become employed during the program. We would ask for them to make a financial contribution towards their room and board as well. Lastly, another way for us to hopefully generate funds would be by becoming a payee. As a payee, you would serve as the person who handles the financial or monetary benefits that a person receives from Social Security, and you can also charge an administrative fee.
And while all of these are good options and will help Galilee House to sustain, the most important thing here is that it will teach our clients how to become productive by teaching them skills on how to manage their money, how to pay bills, and how to live out on their own.
Thank you for your time, and we hope to see you all at Galilee House in the future.
Thank you.